All right. Well, I got these things out of the clamps, and it's been a rough couple of days. So we're not going to have a build video this week. I'm just going to put out a I screwed up video. I got frustrated video. I rushed kind of video. I've been trying to get one video a week out, a build video or an unboxing video or some kind of video every week, followed with a couple of shorts pertaining to that video. So this week I got a little busy. What's today? Today's Wednesday. Monday I didn't get to do anything. Sunday I didn't do anything. Monday I had to go to work. So yesterday I came and I tried to work out here in the garage. And I know I mentioned this in other videos, and y'all know this. This is not my garage. It's not heated. It's 30 degrees outside. So I got a wood stove burning right on the other side of this door with a fan blowing some heat out here, and it takes a very long time for it to warm up. But anyway, I can deal with the cold. Yesterday I was trying to make a tea light holder out of this. This is just pine. So I was thinking about, 4 tea lights, which I got drilled in, and then maybe some sort of foot on the bottom on each side, just to make it stand up a little bit. But I don't know, the seams didn't come out that great, even though this was like S4S wood from the big box store. I tried to clean it up as best I could. I did the little bit of glue and sawdust trick to try to fill the gap, but apparently there was some dark sawdust mixed in the bag. So I got a little bit of a dark seam here, which is fine. So my plan was to do that for the very first time, try the Japanese, what's it called? Shoshugiban or something like that, where you scorch the wood and then you use a wire brush, and that's kind of like your finish, right? So I got a little frustrated. It was cold. There really wasn't any room to move around. The planer was on top of my cart here, so I was trying to use table sawhorses and as a table, and it was this way. I had the snowblower over here, I had the planer on here behind me, and I kept knocking things over and bouncing around, and I just got aggravated because it was cold and I had no space. So I put this aside, and I just kind of rambled on in and out of the heat, and I finally decided to build a cart for the planer. So last year, when I was getting ready to start my woodworking journey, my stepfather and I just threw together a cart for the table saw. So for the planer, I just kind of copied that design. I used my leftover plywood from this build, and then I just put a cart together, made it the perfect size, and it slides underneath the big table over there. That will help get this out of the way. So then I'm actually able to use the cart that I built. So that was a good thing, but it did leave this cart without a home, a permanent home, or a storage home, I should say, because this would fit underneath the big table, but now I have the table saw and the planer to slide underneath the big table, and this is just going to have to move around. This table is just going to have to move around wherever it can be. So anyway, that was yesterday. It was just cold. I got aggravated. I gave up on this. I'm still going to attempt to finish it, but I'm not going to record it. It'll be a practice piece. It doesn't look bad now. I kind of cleaned it up a little bit today while I was waiting for the glue to dry on these. So today I came in the shop. It's a little bit warmer today. It's supposed to hit 60 for some crazy reason. I do have the wood stove going still because it didn't hit 60 yet. So I'm like, I don't want to work on that tea light holder. Let me just dig through the scrap box and see if I can do some two-tone tea light holders. And I had an idea in my head, and I had 4 that I was going to make. I got some canary wood and some sapele here. And I had some cherry and some pine, cherry and pine as well, and then African mahogany and curly maple, all scraps from other things that I've made. So my thought was, I used the 3/4 inch battery operated tea lights, which is what most of the stock is, 3/4 inch. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'll drill a hole all the way through the top of the stock, and then I'll glue a bottom on at 1/2 inch. So we'll give it a little bit of a contrast. All right, great. So I got that with the pine and the cherry and the canary wood and the sapele. And then I had these 2 1/2 inch thick pieces here of the mahogany and the maple. But if I drilled 3/4 of an inch, it's not going to really be anything left for a base. So I'm like, that's all right. I have real tea lights as well. These are 1/2 inch. That should work. But these 2 pieces were bowed a little bit. So I ran them through the jointer a couple of times, try to take that bow out. And it did help a little bit. But when I glued them up, maybe I didn't let the glue sit long enough or put enough glue in. They bowed again. So you now get a big gap in here. So I'm not going to finish that one. I'm just going to put it in the wood stove and say goodbye. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I got my other ones here that I was working on, and I mapped them out, put my center line here, measured where I want to drill the holes, mark that out, put a little punch in it for the drill press. Same thing on all 3 of these. And you've seen my drill press in other videos. This thing is pretty old. You know, when I say pretty old, it's probably as old, if not older than me. Maybe not that old. I'm 49, so this is probably 20, 25, maybe 30 years old. And it has a drill in here that is ancient as well. And you see there's wood in here trying to make it square. But it does flex a lot when you're trying to use it. And when you pull the handle down, you know, the drill does move. It can go this way, it can go that way. Even though I have tightened it on the bar. And the bit moves a little bit. So it does really good with softwood. It's not a super powerful drill either. So it does really good with softwood. These ones came out very straight, very in the middle. I like it. The main thing on this was I got frustrated with the edges and everything. But I've cleaned it up. I've reconciled that one. So when I drilled the holes in the cherry, I'm like, all right, like I said, I'm just going to drill all the way through, and then we'll glue the bottom on, sand them up, finish them up, and we'll be good to go. Wrong. Okay? So when you on this drill press, like I said, it's not, it was square at one point. It's not anymore. The whole thing moves and fluctuates and whatever, right? I need to invest in a proper benchtop drill press. If I can spend $129 on the planer to help me work more efficiently, I should be able to suck it up and get a drill press to help me work more efficiently as well. But again, on this channel, I don't want to hide stuff. I'm going to share my mistakes and share my frustrations, which I'm doing now. So even though I marked it up, measured twice, probably measured 3 times, it didn't work. Even though on these ones, I measured probably 3 or 4 times, double checked it, triple checked it, whatever. When I came down to putting it in the drill press, pulling the lever, and like I said, that whole thing fluctuates. I got 5 holes here, and none of them were where they should have been. This one's a little bit lower. This one's a little more in. This one's a little more down. And kind of the same thing on this one. This one's a little bit lower. You know, I don't know. So I figured, whatever, right? Let's slap the bottoms on. We'll get them glued up. Try to make them look a little bit pretty. They're not going to be for sale. I'll probably just give them away to my friends and family. Or whatever, throw them in the yard sale. Maybe somebody will take them for $1, right? So whatever, I put the glue in, clamped them up, and I don't know, maybe I didn't use enough glue, some of it, but I thought I did anyway. Actually, maybe this one's got a little bit of a gap on the seam, so maybe not enough glue, or maybe not enough clamps. But how many clamps can you put on this little 3-inch piece? I think I had 3 on there. Anyway, not a lot of glue got on the inside, which is good. I just used the chisel, kind of ran it around the inside to get the glue out. Then I'm like, you know, it's got a little bit off-centered when it was in the clamps, so I'm gonna have to clean that up. I'm like, you know, I got my planer. Let me run it through the planer. No, not long enough for the planer. Got stuck in the middle, and I have a big indent right here. Again, I don't want to hide my stupidity or my mistakes, but if you're going to run something through the planer, make sure it's longer. So I'm like, well, that just kind of threw this whole set out the door. I mean, I probably could salvage this one and this one, really. Just sand them up and maybe route them with a giant round over or something to take the eye away from the misaligned holes. But I decided I'm not gonna finish them at all. I just wanted to quit making the video I was making, and then just share with you, my viewers, that I'm not a professional. I'm not hiding my mistakes, and I'm going to share my frustration and my stupidity with you in hopes that I learn, and then maybe somebody out there just in the same situation as a new woodworker, beginner woodworker, can learn as well. So that's where we're at. All 3 of these, well, plus the one I threw on the floor, they're gonna go in the fireplace. I'm not gonna try to salvage it. And they do have some indents from the clamps as well. Like I said, I could probably clean a couple, this one and this one up, but this has got that big huge divot in it now, so I think they'll just make better heat source than a tea light would. Anyway, so no build video this week, just a destruction video, I guess, if we can call it that, and sharing my frustration video. I kind of want to get away from doing tea light holders. Well, I still want to make them, because there's like I said before, there's like thousands of different ways you can make tea light holders. I think part of my problem was yesterday and today I was just kind of rushing, trying to get a video done to put out. I'm trying to do like 1 video a week, and it may not be feasible, especially since I want to try to put out good content and not just throw a bunch of tea light holders out every week. And I know I've got a couple of tea light holder videos already, so maybe I'll try to start coming up with other things to make. But you know, I do work full time, so me trying to get a video every week might not be feasible anymore if I want to try to put out better builds, better than tea lights, I should say, because I don't think my builds have been that bad. I've shared my oops and things already, and like I said, I'm not going to hide the mistakes. I'm learning. So, you know, leave me a comment below. You know, give me a little bit of a encouragement. Maybe share some of your own videos, some of your own tips and tricks. Subscribe to this channel if you want to keep seeing me mess up or eventually succeed. I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling on now. I'm going to clean up in here, call it a day, and I'm going to try to think of something different to build in the next week or so. So today's Wednesday. This video, you're probably seeing it on Friday. So today, Wednesday, through maybe next Friday, I should be able to get some good quality time here in the shop and build something different. I have no clue what it's going to be yet, but come back and see what happens. Thanks for watching my little rant and I was a stupid video. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share it. And like I said, leave me a comment below. Give me a little encouragement. And thanks. See you when I see you.